Well, hi, gang. Bobby Gass here. I was at a VC meetup yesterday. Darren the Recordhound, and well, actually, he'd been trying to hook up with me for a couple of months, right? But he just had to get things all right. And anyhow, we hooked up. He was supposed to show up at 9 a.m. I got an email from the guy or a text from the guy at 10 after 9 that he's on his way, that he ain't that far. He was almost an hour late. And I told him if he would have been working for me, then his first day on the job, he's an hour late, I'd have fired him. He laughed, right? Anyhow, so we drive there. I didn't know he come from St. Catharines, which is, so he had to drive here in the rush hour in the morning. I didn't know where he was coming from. I'd have told him to show up later than 9 o'clock instead of driving through all that rush hour. And actually, we have the busiest highway in North America right here in Toronto. Goes across almost the top of Toronto, the Highway 401. It's busier than any highway in New York or Chicago or LA or any place else, right? And anyhow, so we're going out to the res to buy cigarettes and a pipe and have a bite to eat at one of his favorite restaurants. I hadn't seen. He was Darren is the 20th VC guy that I've met up with. And I hadn't met up with anybody since the pandemic started because I didn't want to catch no goddamn diseases off of somebody. Anyhow, so I'll show you the meal. We were in getting the meal. We went in there a little after 11 a.m. is by the time we got there, right? And it wasn't bad. I'll show you that right now. The meal we had. Here's me and Darren, the Record Hound, having a little meal at the Burger Barn. I got a banquet burger, cheese bacon burger, and he got some other kind of burger.
It's cheese and bacon, but it's
cheese and bacon
blue
burger.
Cheese.
Blue cheese.
Really good.
So we have a bite to eat, and then we drive into the town of Caledonia on the Grand River. Darren said there was a record store right there, right? And I drove by that place. I go by there, every month or two to get cigarettes, and I never seen it before. Anyhow, so we go into this record store. I'll show you it, eh? Here we go. Caledonia. I like that old bridge. This is Darren's record shop. You scared the shit out of me. Good piece of driving, never mind. Smile. Nice guy. I didn't know this record store was here. 45s and stuff is in the back room here. I got 645s. I think Darren's still back here. You still back here, Darren? Elvis the Pelvis. The guy that was working the store that I said smile to, and he laughed. We did a lot of talking, right? He was his son owns the store. I guess his son was working, and that guy's retired, so he goes in there and helps out his kid, right? And he was a pretty good guy, right? Anyhow, I asked the guy to have a look at you got blues records. So he showed me. Oh, there might have been he had a section there, a small section. Might have been maybe 100 blues records, but the prices of them, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know my blues records are, worth so much goddamn money. I mean, he had some John Mayall albums there for $15, but everything else, the Black Guys and Muddy and the Wolf and everybody else, they were all $40 to like $75, right? I'm going, wow. And the prices of the metal and stuff like that, the prices I thought were a little high. But I hadn't been in a record store in like 4 years, so I had no idea. And the prices, watching you other guys' videos, the prices have really skyrocketed since the pandemic, eh? Well, everything's skyrocketed since the pandemic, hasn't it? Cost of living big time gone up here in Canada. Anyhow, so I didn't buy any albums, but I asked the guy if he had 45s, and he had one box there that might have had, about, I'd say maybe 200 to 345s in it. I started looking through it, but my back gave out. Darren was looking through it too, right? I didn't look through all of them, but I did grab 645s, right? I'll show them to you. Actually, the guy gave me a card for the kid, and I told him my James Brown story. We were talking, right? And when I mentioned that I had seen James Brown, he said, "Oh, really?" He wanted to know. So I told him the story. He laughed his head off. Anyhow, when he found out I had a music channel, he went on it, and he subbed the channel, eh? Cody. Oh, so that's the kid's name, Cody, eh? Cody Brockway, owner. There you go. And here's the 45s I bought. Yeah, I gotta put on my glasses. I can't see. It's 10 to 2 in the morning. I just woke up. I'll be going down the river, as soon as it's sun up, I don't know, 7 o'clock. All right, let's have a boo here. Oh, yeah. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Wooly Bully. I love that tune. And Little Red Riding Hood on the flip side, eh? I got this already, but I don't know if it's in this kind of shape, right? This is pretty good shape, this record here. I was looking for old 50s stuff from very early 60s, but, you know, I didn't see none of that stuff. He didn't have it there, right? Next up here, this is an oldie. Gene Chandler, the Duke of Earl. This is a repress. I've got it on the original, But anytime I see, stuff like that, I pick it up, right? Duke of Earl, that was a classic monster smash hit, Duke of Earl by Gene Chandler. Actually, the first 45 I ever bought was a Gene Chandler tune called 16 Pounds of Clay, or geez, I forget the name of it now. My memory ain't what it used to be. When you get old, you lose your memory. Next up here, I got the New Seekers. Look what they done to the rain. Now, I don't think I have this 45, so that's why I picked it up. I actually like that song. What have you done to to my song, Ma? And on the flip side of his It's a Beautiful Day. Another nice tune by the New Seekers, I don't mind that sort of sunshiny pop, some of it anyhow. Whoops. Wrong way, Jose. And next up here is Ricky Nelson and the Stone Canyon Band on Decca, Garden Party. I like Ricky Nelson, I always have. So Long Mama on the other side, flip side. I don't remember that tune. If I don't remember it, I don't know. But anyhow, I like Ricky Nelson. And what else have we got here? Well, I just thought this one was weird. It's called Clique Records, 18 Top Hits, and it's an EP. It's got 6 songs on it. And I got it because La Paloma was on it. Yakety Yak's on it too, right? And they're all the original tunes, right? What else was on this? Bird Dog, Purple People Eater, and Secretly, right? I don't have Secretly, but I have the other 2 on 45s, But, an unusual EP, plus I like the label, and that's an old Merc sleeve. The sleeve's worth, these records were $3 a piece, these 45s. And here's the last one, Jimmy Soul. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, that's a great fun song, right? Jimmy Soul. Anyhow, it was a good day. We never got back to my place till 4:30. Darren, he actually paid for the meal. And I couldn't believe how damn expensive a hamburger is nowadays. $18 for that hamburger and chips. So when we got back, I told him, I says, well, listen, he smokes pot too, right? So I says, I'll give you a bud off of one of my plants here. So we got back and I cut a bud about that long off for him and I give it to him, right? He got to trim it himself, though. I don't trim for other guys. Sticky as shit. Anyhow, I had to lie down, get my nap in. I sleep a couple of times a day now. I don't sleep normal. Happens when you get old. So, actually, when Darren come up, he brought a guitar with him. In the back of his, all the music he played while we were in the car was stuff that he recorded. What he does is he takes old, scratched up, old records from the 50s or 78s, and he redoes and cleans them up. And he was playing all of that stuff when we were in the car, and it was fantastic. You know, he put it on a laptop and then plugged it into his radio, however the hell you do that, and that's how he was playing stuff, right? Anyhow, he had two guitars with him, too, in the back seat. One was an electric, and he had a Spanish guitar that I never seen. He must have had a coat over it or something. And when he come up, he brought the Spanish guitar with him. And I thought about it later on, and you know, me, I do stupid things, so when he was coming out with the guitar, I'm standing there on the sidewalk just looking at him walking over with the guitar, and I said, "What are you going to do, play me a song?" You know, and I shouldn't have, you know, I'm being a smart ass I was, right? I shouldn't have done that, eh? And anyhow, when he was up there, he strummed very softly a couple of times, eh? But he didn't play a tune or nothing like that, right? Sorry, Darren. I do that all the time. Shit like that. Just stick my foot in my mouth or whatever, right? I don't mean no harm by it, though. Well, there you go, guys. My VC trip. He was the 20th guy I met in the VC. So the rest of you guys, you can show up now, eh? All right. Later.